Okay, so over here we can see that it's 1 minute into the laning stage, and Void already completed his spells for the range and mid creep. So over here, I think that the puck should be try to focus more on the deny, cause like yeah. So over here is a same concept on what we usually see on the safe lane also, and it's usually like a double wave. So and usually as a puck or as a mid laner as a whole, you usually want to like focus on the deny more, cause like for example like the Void over here, he still has a lot of regen. He's going for bottle, so so yeah. Usually in the mid lane, you only win the lane if you have higher net worth than the enemy. So the main factor is a creep wave. So basically like so even if you harass the enemy mid laner, if they're good enough, then they will know how to manage their health and they will have constant regen coming to the mid lane. So technically, so basically you actually want to focus on the CS more in this case.
It's about like 4 minute power rune. Like generally want to
Push the wave for
push the waves and then check the rune. This is really important because your when waves are under the void spirit tower, you're making a decision to miss the creeps and get the rune, or get the creeps and you can control the rune. That's how it is.
yeah. So over here is where like sometimes the fall position might um like sometimes be out of position, so it's a good like it's sometimes good to remind them to secure the boundary room beforehand as well.
I think I he needs to, in the player's perspective, the camera he needs to constantly look on void spirit's bottle item. If he is like low HP and like no empty bottle, he's probably gonna steal the bounty rune, take the bounty rune. But if not,
Bounty.
then you might have a chance to steal the enemy's bounty rune if you're very
Dire's
healthy
middle
compared to
tower
void,
is under
because he's
attack.
gonna be scared of you.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
All right.
I think I prefer stealing the rune rather than take the defensive rune. That's a pussy move.
That is true as well. So over here, so over here is where we see one of the Puck's what do you call that, spike, power spike. He is level 6 already. So so as a Puck, like best case scenario is that you get to use your call as fast as possible. Yeah. So right now you usually want to be looking towards the other lane. You have three options over here. You usually want to like if your support is with you, then you can shove in the lane into pushing, or you can make use of the current catapult lane into pressuring the mid tier 1 tower, or you can TP reaction, like you can have a reactionary TP into the other lane as well.
This one probably wait for 8 minute mark, then smoke towards side lanes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He needs to say that, because he felt so awkward. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I have a call, but I need to play with someone, or go side lanes, but it felt too obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't push the lanes enough as a puck.
Twice the measure of power.
Do you go for MK or do you go for Unlock?
Fear not. The
You definitely go FK. Like the Underlord's not
prizes must someday
like you don't generally go for an Underlord, cause he's like a timber. He will want to stay at bottom lane forever. So if you kill him, you can't get objective. He will just TP back in lane and just fight on the whole place.
I see.
Top is pushing hard by Exodus to Phoenix. The axis actually bottom. So over here I see bottom is a very good kill potential. Went for it. Oh, wait, something went wrong here.
Try TP, got stunned. I guess the reason why is that when he didn't clear the waves, so that lonely creep serves as a ward for the enemy team.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. So 10 minutes in,
Radiant's
there's a catapult
courier
wave,
has been
as we know,
killed.
as every 5 minutes. And the Puck make a mistake by tipping bottom, but he didn't see the he did not see the positioning of the void at all
Stars
because
fall.
of the D ward at the mid. So so basically, like just now, the what the puck should do is to shove in a wave before making any reactionary TPs. So this is the aftermath effect. So right now the puck has a coil and he doesn't have TP to to have any reactionary plays. So over here, what I suggest is that the team actually try to play with the puck. So because the puck has such a high level points in his first and second skill, so he can actually shove in wave and smoke immediately to other lanes to use his coil.
Yep.
Gather round. Silent.
Material plane.
I don't think we have to know this, right?
Get up if you
Nah.
can.
This, I don't like what's that?
Yeah, everyone just. I think the catapult, top catapult died. Such a shame.
Well, that's not the puck's problem. I mean, like, if there's catapult, then good for him. He can play it. If you don't have that, it's the team fault.
Such a shame.
But I guess if he really wants to win, then he has to tell his teammate that that he wants that he's thinking of the catapult. But for me, I would always be pinging play the catapult, play the catapult.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Okay, so over here, 15 minutes in, we see that the
Radiant's
puck
middle
has
tower
took
is
in
under
the bounty
attack.
rune, and like we talked about before, the catapult has spawned, and over here we see that puck has caught and he has arcane rune. So this is a very perfect example of pushing in the lane and start smoking to pressure other lanes, which is a very good opportunity to get ahead of the game right now. And because everyone has their spells over here, so it's a super easy way to like queue any core or even a bunch of supports. Alright, so over here we see the axe is doing some more combo. Okay, so over here we see that the axe he didn't manage to get the call, so this is where the radiant shoes start to disengage.
Dire's top
So over
tower
here
is
we
under
see that
attack.
they use the egg to make sure that the enemy don't die from them. So that's basically a spell used to have a disengage opportunity.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yep. So over here we see the radiant backing off, and okay. So this is a very important point. We just saw that we just we just saw that the
Structures are
puck
fortified.
noticed that the Underlord has TP'd to another lane. The Underlord over here TP'd to top lane. So this is actually a good this is actually like the Dire is basically begging you to team fight them right now, because right now it's definitely going to be a 5v4. So what the Radiant should be doing right now is just diving them, because you know that the Underlord will not be in time for the fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So you can see that the fights are over. You don't have coil, you don't have Phoenix Egg, and you don't have Oracle out. That doesn't mean that you have to give up your tower. You can you can delay the tower of dying by spamming your waves. Puck is really good at killing creeps. Same as Phoenix, he has a laser and a firebird, fire spirits. So just
Radiant's
delay
middle
them.
tower
Don't
is
don't
under
let them
attack.
get this tower. So this is a good team fight that you guys take. What you want to do as a puck right
Dire's
now?
top
You
tower
see
is under attack.
you want to be useful. Now you have like low mana, so that you have two choices. You need to find a way to get mana. Buy Clarity's TP back home, because you're a puck. You don't push towers. You kill creeps. So this is a really good way for you. TP back home and get mana straight away. Go back to connect to your teammate. Because what happens is that if you show yourself that you don't have mana as a
Dire's
puck,
bottom tower
by the
is
time they're
under
going to
attack.
respawn, they will take a fight, because you have no mana, you're useless. So the fights will be 5v4.
Dire's
That's how
bottom
it is.
tower has fallen.
Alright, so over here we can see that the Radiant
Dire's top
has achieved
tower
an objective,
has
which is the
fallen.
top tower. So over here, the Radiant should be looking towards stabilizing the mid and the bottom tower and start playing this side of the map, because their next objective over here is the mid and bottom tower, unless the Radiant have a good Roche lineup. so then they can abuse the Roche itself. So, but generally, you want to look towards your next objective, and in this game, since they have such a great catch, so they have a axe and a puck as well, and a phoenix, so they have great team fight. So over here, we can see that the Radiant over here is playing in the top jungle over here, which is kind of a bad play in my opinion because they have already achieved the top objective. So right now, like I just mentioned before, the Radiant should be looking towards the mid tier 2 and the bottom tier 2. So they should be pushing like this and taking over the triangle. So as you can see over here, if I fast forward over here, eventually like from bad positioning will eventually leads to a bad team fight.
Is under attack.
So from this bad team fight is where the Radiant threw the lead, which eventually gave up the Roach to the enemy team.
So this player, the puck is playing really cocky. So he uses spells in front of your face, and you don't have any item to counteract the enemy team. So they have many ways to catch you by silence from Herb Spirit, into hacks by Lion. You never know Lion either have a dagger or not. If you die, you're throwing a lot of bleed for the Radiant. Unless you have items that as an A on this or Usurper to purge their spells, you have to play behind and don't be cocky. So what you want to do as a puck is use your spells, and if you don't kill the creep wave,
Dire's bottom tower
don't
is
bother
under attack.
kill creep wave. Hide inside the trees and then do again.
Yeah, so over there we can see that like the main reason why Park stood so long in lane, I think is because he trusted Oracle to save him, but usually you don't really want to commit the Oracle ulti
Dire's bottom tower is under
into a
attack.
play that can be very easily avoided because Park can clear the wave in like in 1 or 2 seconds, so you really want to utilize that and don't want to like force
Radiant's
it out too
top
much
tower
because
is
if you
under
force it out,
attack.
it can be too obvious for the enemy, so they wouldn't jump on you as well. Alright, so over here is a very similar concept like what I mentioned just now. As a puck over here, let's rewind that a
Radiant's
bit.
top tower
As a
is
puck
under
over here,
attack.
your job is to clear the wave in like 1 or 2 seconds, because that's what pucks do. So over here we can see that he like the mistake is very obvious, and that is he's taking his sweet time right clicking each creep, and at the same time like one of the main reason that leads to this death is because of his spell management over here. We can
Radiant's
see
top
that
tower is under
it's
attack.
because the winning rift is off cooldowns, is on cooldown, so he can't clear the wave as fast as what Puck normally do. So my suggestion is that if you do not have like all your spells on off cooldown, you can always afford to wait a few seconds because Puck first and second spell is super short. So,
Really? That's
so if
all?
here, if he actually waited a few seconds, he could actually got the quick wave fairly easily.
So this play, X
Dire's
and Puck
bottom
is
tower
really
is
doing
under
a
attack.
game-losing play right here. Whenever you're trying to take a objective, a tower, and you don't see any heroes are missing,
Dire's
the
bottom
last thing that
tower
you want to
has
do
fallen.
as Puck and X is that you want to hit the towers or show your heroes, because both of you are initiators.